to which he devoted his life and that dominated everything. Only a week after his hero died in 1924, in a speech to the Kremlin's military school, Stalin attributed his boundless faith in communism to Lenin. He pointed to Lenin's Letter to a Comrade, a short pamphlet written in 1902. He had received it in the mail the following year, as he lingered in one of his exiles in the East before he entered Lenin's life. Although he told his audience in 1924 that the pamphlet had included a personal letter from its author, there had been no such message. Perhaps at the time, or on later reflection, Stalin meant that, in a strange and compelling way, he felt as though Lenin's Letter to a Comrade had been written just for him. That was the moment of his epiphany, when he found a new faith, and looking back he recalled that the pamphlet had made an indelible impression on me, one that has never left me. Lenin's short letter reads like the outline for a modern terrorist organization, together with a sketch for a new kind of state to follow. The vision was beyond anything seen before in socialist literature. At the head of the organization there would be a special and very small executive group, the avant-garde, leading the way to the future. Later in the Soviet Union, this vanguard would be called the Political Bureau, or Politburo. It would include Lenin, and quite remarkably also Stalin. Below the executive group, envisioned in the pamphlet, there would be a central committee of the most talented and experienced professional revolutionaries. Local branches would spread propaganda and establish networks, and in a preview of the future, there would be strong centralized control. If Leninism provided the faith and the big idea, when did Stalin cross the psychological threshold of being willing to kill for it? Soon after May 1899, when he was expelled from high school, in fact a seminary, he became involved in labor politics in Georgia's capital, Tiflis, and in its second city, Batumi. He was entering a violent world, particularly after a great railway strike in August 1900. The police frequently shot at strikers and tried to infiltrate the ranks. Workers responded with savage reprisals, including maiming and murdering the staff of certain companies. Stalin's complicity in a first killing has been traced to 1902. However, here, as in several subsequent cases from the pre-1914 period, we have no direct evidence. The party in the Caucasus condemned anarchism and wanton terrorism, yet it certainly did not shirk from getting rid of police spies. Until he was sent off to Siberia in 1913, Stalin was not outstandingly different from other revolutionaries in behavior, thought, and morality. When he returned from exile in 1917, he was soon thrust into a position of authority, and especially in the civil war that followed to 1921, he went through the whole range of events, as commissar, government speaker, and party journalist. He served as one of Lenin's troubleshooters, and in July 1918 he was in Tsaritsyn on a mission. It was there, for the first time, that he ordered executions in his capacity as a member of the new government. Perhaps he had done so before, but the Civil War years represented a new stage in his revolutionary career, and Tsaritsyn was special. As if to recognize that, in 1925 he allowed his comrades in government, Mikhail Kalinin and Abil Yenukidze, to suggest renaming that city on the Volga in his honor, as Stalingrad. Stalin's direction of state-sponsored killings of political enemies can be traced to the Civil War, through the Great Terror of the 1930s, the Second World War, and into the Cold War. A scrupulous follower of Leninist teachings, he regarded violence as a tool that the skillful revolutionary wielded against a mighty enemy, namely the capitalists and their enablers. He killed, apparently without remorse, if and when that helped him get what he wanted, though more often he used the old tsarist weapon of deporting individuals and even whole ethnic groups deemed to be enemies. During the 1930s in particular, violence took on a momentum of its own and became counterproductive. For that reason, he reined it in. It is entirely possible that